Up in that big old noggin of yours, you've got a brain, and our brains sure are interesting things. The information we feed our brains can have a big impact on the way we navigate the world and the futures we're able to create. Yet we tend to overlook this basic psychology in our day-to-day lives, just going about existing in a world threatened with climate change, biodiversity loss, rising fascism, and numerous parts of the polycrisis we find ourselves in. But a big part of creating the different futures that we so desperately need is understanding the way our brain functions so that we can train it and therefore ourselves to do better. And there are a couple different things interacting here. So there's a part of our brain called the hippocampus, which stores our memories. These memories are what our brain draws from to edit and create vivid dreams when we sleep, but also our ability to imagine, because imagination, or the ability to dream of new ideas, is rooted in our memories and the experiences that we've had that ultimately create or limit our ability of what to imagine in the first place. If we only feed our brain negative inputs or experiences that increase our fear and anxiety, we don't give our hippocampus an opportunity to store examples of positive things, which then makes it really hard to imagine positive futures. Then you have cortisol, a stress hormone released in our brain when faced with perceived threats or stressful situations, which impacts our hippocampus in different ways. So in small doses, cortisol can actually increase short-term memory as an evolutionary trait that teaches us how to react to certain immediate threats in order to survive, but prolonged levels of high cortisol have been shown to severely reduce our ability to remember new things or draw from our memory at all, and even shrink the physical size of our hippocampus. So these two things interact in a very interesting way, because when we're exposed to long periods of things perceived to be serious threats, those heightened cortisol levels can shrink our hippocampus and reduce our ability to form new experiences or memories at all. An extreme example of this would be PTSD, in which the traumas of previous experiences in the past or present keeps an individual from being able to move forward, constantly replaying or triggering those memories without being able to form new positive ones that contradict established negative ones. So in many ways, we're all kind of experiencing something like this, with algorithms that reward divisive, pot-stirring negative content more than others, news feeds that hyperfixate on the plethora of negative things happening in the world today, or media and entertainment that plays out vivid examples of the apocalypse, with asteroids and zombies and serial killers always around the corner. This prolonged state of stress elevates our cortisol and keeps us in a fight, flight, or freeze response, feeding our hippocampus negative experiences, which form memories, which we then draw from to react in an endless loop of stress. So if that's all we program our brains with, when we hear the news of elevated political tensions, or new data on rising ocean temperatures, or a fire that threatens yet another community, our brain naturally associates that with the apocalypse. And then we doom spiral, often creating reactionary, selfish responses that only further that cycle. At the same time, if you took someone who binges Joe Rogan, Fox News, or YouTube videos about global cabals running the world and climate change hoaxes, and then asked them to imagine an equitable, abundant, clean energy future, they're going to have a really hard time doing that, because they have nothing to draw on there. And without the ability to imagine something different, there is no way to take action to create something different. Instead, if we look towards all the amazing things happening in that realm, from Pakistan's radical transition to solar and China's rampant investment in clean energy, to community gardens that feed local school children, and efficient, reliable public transportation that reduces car use, to indigenous-led conservation and restoration movements that create healthy lands, waters, and communities, we create memories from these positive things happening. Those positive memories can then be processed and edited by our hippocampus to create dreams and imagination of different, better futures. And then when something happens that triggers our brain to release cortisol, that stress hormone, we already have a rich, diverse, positive set of memories and possibilities to draw on that allows us to react in ways that create a better future, instead of continuing the downward spiral towards negative ones. So by feeding our hippocampus stories of success, progress, and examples of things we might consider to be wildly outrageous and even impossibly utopian science fiction scenarios, it allows us to imagine and dream of a better future, and that is the first step towards taking action in creating one. So when people say clean energy in your dreams, or sustainable logging is a pipe dream, or end capitalism, keep dreaming, I say, oh cuss yeah, dream on.